Yes, so good day and welcome once again to Talk Your Talk. Now, what we're gonna do here now at this point, we're gonna have a little talk, right? And the talk will concern our island, I mean, where we live and the conditions in which we live, basically, based on events that occur a number of years ago. Okay, so let us begin here. Now, right now in Grenada, what is happening? We have this tendency to celebrate um, Thanksgiving. Okay, now Thanksgiving. We know America have their Thanksgiving. Okay, when we study how we research their Thanksgiving, it comes down to the elimination of the Indian races in America, the indigenous people of America. Okay, so because of those kind of extermination, they certainly end up with what you might call Thanksgiving. So every year they do that. Now, for us in Grenada here, we also have a Thanksgiving taking place regularly. So every 25th of maybe October, so we have a Thanksgiving because that commemorates the day when the Yankee soldiers or America invaded Grenada and totally turn back our revolution and stuff like that, take all our equipments and went away with it. They also kill a bunch of our people, you know, people who are trying to defend our country. They kill a lot of our brethren and our sisters, you know, during the war we had, the small war anyway. And then on top of that, they left with all our equipments like our arms and ammunition. They left with a whole lot of stuff, and they left back a few things because what actually happened is that after they left our country, then we start realizing that people start taking crack cocaine because crack cocaine was not in existence in Grenada during that time or before that time. But they left us a gift of crack cocaine. Now, crack cocaine devastated our community in that a lot of people who got hooked on it start selling all their parents' stuff, their wives' stuff, everything they could get in their house. People selling their house for $40 and stuff like that. Crack cocaine did that, and that was part of the gift that were left. Yeah, excuse. Now, before this invasion took place, also we had industries. Remember, there was a time we used to be making soap. We have thin stuff going on. We used to process stuff, on a large scale and export and things like that. But after the invasion, that came to a standstill. And up to today, we don't have those kind of industries anymore. What we are seeing now is that foreigners come in and build hotels, and then we are training our people to work in hotels. So you're training your send children in college and stuff like that to study hospitality, mix wine, mix drinks to go and serve tourists. We also have an economy that depends on tourism. So if tourism don't come here, then we're screwed. If for 5 years tourism don't come in the country, we are screwed. Anyway, that is how it is happening because we don't do much trade like how we used to. And it seems as though we are not even training our children and our young people to be able to trade. What we are training our young people to do is to learn to serve tourists. Okay. Now there's a lot of people who are alive still would attest to that. Before we had the invasion and stuff like that. Excuse the yawning. Before we had the invasion and stuff like that, most people could attest to the fact that we had a nice or good or reasonable medical system. Okay, and medical was basically cheap and maybe just free. Even education was basically free and stuff like that. Right now, even if you have to be a nurse, you have to pay. In this country as it is, everything is money. You go to the hospital and there is a possibility they might run out of gas. You'll have to take money from your own pocket and send somebody and buy gas. That is how it is right now. Okay, you might go to the hospital and then people will complain that they lost their child. Child who are in barely healthy as ever just die in the hospital after they get some injection. And somebody might bring their child in the hospital to get some immunization, they get an injection, the child die. That is what is happening in our country, right? Now, a lot of people will go around and telling you that you have to work within the system and support that system. You're not supposed to support that system. We have to find some way to destroy that system, because that system that we have here at this juncture, it has never been working for our people. It would never work for our people. Never ever work for our people. It doesn't matter how much different governments you have, whether you have this government or that government, they all will be the same, because they will be supporting and keeping up the same wicked system. Okay, that system is wicked because it's the same. It used the same principles the slave masters used to be using during the time when we were on the plantation. Mind you, we are still in slavery basically, because we are still in the land of our captives. But I'm saying that it's the same principle. Your parents will train you up to keep the law. Keep what law? A law that doesn't work for you. The law only, it works for the people who create the law and the people who basically support those stuff. Those people who, what this is, what the people that support the system, the way the system needed to be supported, the people who have money, people who have wealth. Basically, law is for them. It works for them, but for us and people who doesn't have it, work for us. Because during slavery, the time when we were on the plantation, all the laws that were passed wasn't for the people who were working the plantation's benefit. It was for the people who had everything. And that is the same thing that is happening here. Right? So that is why I just tell people, most of you all must not complain, because most of you all serve the system. You all help the system. So everything the system do to you all must not complain. It's when you all decide to complain is when you all will have to decide to step away from that system, mash down that system, and create a new system for ourselves. That is all we gotta do. But in the meantime, no. Think about it. Let's look at it like this. And I'm gonna ask you guys a question, whosoever listen, who happen to watch that video, is this. That from since the Yankee had an invasion where they come into Grenada and talk about they come to free the people, right? They come to free the people, like if people ask them for freedom. Now tell me, what was the benefit of that invasion? What did we gain by that invasion? What? You know, what did we gain by that invasion? How did that invasion work for us? In what form? I will tell you, it didn't work for us in any form. It destroyed us. It's the same thing. They took everything that we had, our trucks or ammunition, they took everything. And then they went back. And they leave us stranded high and dry with absolutely nothing. After all these years being accustomed to those things, they took it out from you. You understand? They wipe it clean. They don't want us to have any memory of it. That is witchcraft. That is what they did. And unfortunately, most of our people support that. Most of our people who claim to be educated support that. But fortunately, for most of us who know, we are aware that even though you are educated, educated in a system that actually brainwash you. So we understand where you're coming from, the people who support that. But the reality of the matter is that system just don't work for us. Period. It just don't work. You go to the hospital, they have you, you're dying when you go to the hospital, they have you thinking about abortion, you could commit abortion, you could kill little children. Because why? Because their system state that you could kill little children. So even you down here in a subsystem of their system, you understand, you want to kill your little children too. Most of you want to disrespect, you all husbands, you all male companions, thinking that you all are more than them, maybe because you have more money than them and stuff like that. That is their system. Our system, our way of function, it was never like that. It was always a mutual understanding, a mutual respect between brethren and sister. It wasn't up to this doggy dog kind of behaviors that is happening currently in our areas. You understand? And until we get to know who we truly are, we would never really know what really worked for us. So what is happening, we always following what our slave masters push down our throat. And not one of you making the effort, you understand, to step away. There is a reason why this, based on when you read the scripture say you have to be like in the world but not of this world. You see, most of you don't understand that. Most of you think that if you could just walk in line, you understand, walk in line with it, it would work. No, it won't, because you see, at the end of the day, as long as you're walking in line with what is happening in that system, it's because you are part of the system, because that is how the system wants you to function. There is a reason why every moment they wanted to kill Christ, because when he came and he watched the system, the wicked Babylonian system that exists, he had to give it fire. So as a result of that, now you find that his friends, even his family and relatives and stuff like that, most of them maybe just disliked him, because they might feel that he's giving them a bad rap, a bad light, people might look at them differently. But then he was showing you how to be in this world, but don't be of this world, because this world is wicked and it is corrupt. And what make the world wicked and corrupt is because of the system that they have, the system that controls everything and everybody. It's simple as that. So I'm gonna ask again, what is the benefit, you understand, that of the invasion? I mean, what did we inherit that was conducive to our development? What? I cannot think of any. If there is any out there, let me know and let us talk about it, but I can't think of any. And yet, every year you're celebrating what? Thanksgiving, you're celebrating the people who get killed from the enemy's standpoint. So the guys who came here and invade your country, you celebrating their lives. What about great guys who die trying to defend your country? What about those people? Right? Celebrate those people too in a big way. Don't hide it. Celebrate it nationally, internationally. Make people know that it doesn't matter, that we are proud of those guys who died. You understand? We are proud of them. They gave their life for a worthy cause. And once you could, you could look at it like that. Once you could see it that way, then you would understand. But until such times, you can't. Why is it that you have to follow everybody's ways except yours? Because you see, the objective is to keep you blindfolded so you wouldn't understand yourself, and you fall for that every time. You fall for that. You understand? Every time you fall for that. The system that worked for these people could never work for you because you are different. You have to recognize that. So if you gotta support that system that we're living in, then whatever they do to you, then just hold it. It's yours. There is no two ways about it. You gotta keep it. If you decide to fight the system and make a system that is conducive to our people, that will make us love one another for real, make us help each other and build each other, if we could do that, then we are good. If you have those kind of ideas in your head and you have ways and means that we could go about doing that, with relation to knowing our Elohim and everything and where we're from and where we are going, if you have those kind of ideas in your head, then we could build. Because that is what a system needs. We could build. That's life. You know. So don't get carried away by that system. Don't get tricked by that system. Just live in love with your brothers and your sisters and you'll be okay. Live in love every day, not one time. Not only for Christmas, for this pagan holiday, not only for that. Live in love each and every day. Keep the Sabbath holy and be blessed. I'll see you in another video.